If a team leader has aspirations to reach 1,000 agents, there's only one platform in the country right now that can support a vision that big, and it's LPT. And that's why we're winning with these mega teams at such an amazing, amazing level.
Good morning. Welcome to another Motivational Monday. My name is Matthew Hodge, Executive Vice President here at LPT Realty. I'm joined by Robert Palmer, Founder and CEO. And I was looking at our intro. We look young there, bro.
We look young. We've been doing that long enough to get older.
Yeah, I think we need to update it.
Right.
I just saw it right now. I'm like, I got to say something about that. How was your weekend, man?
I'm just trying to comprehend this.
Yeah, I know. That was out of nowhere.
The intro. All right.
Yeah.
I'm good. I had a good weekend. Reagan had the flu. So I tested positive for the flu and everything. I didn't even know this was a thing. It's a COVID test, flu test. They take it, flu A or B, whichever one she had.
Oh, really?
Then you have to take this terrible tasting medicine, the Theraflu or Tamiflu or whatever. Tamiflu, yeah. I just really feel bad for her. But she's on the mend now this morning. But we didn't really leave the house much this weekend.
Good. Happy to hear that, man. Yeah. I know that is tough. Hopefully it doesn't go through your.
It seems to be going around. The whole school's got it.
Yeah.
I think everybody got the flu. So.
Yes. It's the season. Well, we hope that you are feeling well. If you are just joining us for the very first time, we are happy to be with you this morning. Of course, every week we are walking through market updates, brokerage updates, and of course, giving you motivation to make it through your week.
Since all the way back when we were way younger.
Yes.
We've been at this so long, we've aged.
We have. Or it's been a hard couple of years. Okay.
It's been a hard couple of years.
Yeah, something's going on. All right. Well, let's start off with some brokerage updates.
We need Boomsday to come.
We
the
do.
Real estate market can turn.
Yes,
and we can stop rapidly aging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I actually saw a lot of headlines this weekend talking specifically about the market increasing in 2026. And I'm like, Robert's been saying it. He's been talking about it. So it was just interesting to start to see the headlines, and the news start to grab some of those things.
Yeah, which is interesting because they're finally looking beyond, I think, the easy answer, right? Because mortgage rates actually got worse after the last Fed cut. And we've talked about that. We've talked about why that is. We even talked about why that's a good thing because it's pushing the drop to when it really is justified. Because what we don't need is another head fake, right? We've talked about this a lot over the last 3 years, the head fakes where they think the Fed's going to cut or they think the economy is going to worsen and all of a sudden mortgage rates drop. We get this little window of hope and busyness and then it goes the other way. And so the head fake, I think right now would have been worse. And so the Fed cut third time, mortgage rates actually got worse as we expected. And normally then the media would kind of go the wrong way and say, oh, well, mortgage rates are getting worse, but they're reading through and saying, okay, this actually is setting us up for this big recovery next year. A lot of the economists are starting to come out and put out their predictions for next year. So while, again, we were very early to it, everybody else seems to be catching on. And this one feels like it. This doesn't feel like a head fake because, again, things are moving. They're not knee-jerk reactions. The mortgage rates and the 10-year Treasury didn't just jump at the Fed cuts. They actually went the other way. We are waiting for that inflation data, which most of the data points coming out are supporting the idea that inflation is not a problem outside of the temporary state from the tariffs. And so, again, there's the camp that hates that and wants to be right so badly that they will beat the drum right up until they can't anymore. But we're going to see. And so I'm a firm believer that, March, April, May of this year, when the year-over-year tariff inflation data finally comes in, the Fed is out of the way. We talked about that last week on Motivation Monday. If you missed that, go back and rewatch it and check it out. But we're in a good spot. And so now, again, the news is finally picking up on this, the headlines, and that's what we need because ultimately we need the consumers to understand where things are heading, and it looks like it's all coming together. So I am very excited about next year. We keep doing the hard work. We keep doing the things we got to do. We keep showing up. LPT is the hardest working agents in the industry out there serving our clients and getting ready for the boom, and things are lining up. The boom is in line to come, and we're going to be ready to take advantage of it.
That's right. Awesome. Well, we'll leave that there for the market update. We'll continue to update you as some of these numbers come out over the course of the next couple of weeks and help you set up for your 2026. So let's go through some brokerage updates. I'll kind of turn it over to you to walk us through Broker of the Month.
Yeah, talking about hard working, right?
Yeah.
While we're all out here working hard and you guys are working hard, our amazing broker team here at LPT is always working for you. And I'm happy to announce this month's Broker of the Month, who's actually in the audience today, Jose Vega. Congratulations.
All right.
This month's Broker of the Month for November.
Congrats, brother.
Jose, we appreciate you, man. Keep doing everything great that you're doing. We're on the broker team for one of our largest states, obviously our first state here in Florida. But again, we have amazing brokers all over the country, and you guys show up for our agents each and every day, and we appreciate that so much. And so congratulations, Jose. Yeah. Thank you for everything you do. Please be sure to congratulate Jose if you end up interacting with him here in the future. And I see people going wild in the chat with those congratulations. So thanks again, Jose.
Awesome. Great graphic too. Okay, so let's go through some featured trainings this week. It's something that new that we're doing. We're going to start talking about that here on Motivational Monday. Things we'd like to make sure that you understand are happening with inside of our brokerage, because there's a lot of people for sometimes who don't know benefits that we have or training that we offer. And so we'd like to make sure that is more visible for you.
You know, this is probably the biggest challenge that we face in building a brokerage this big. You know, we have amazing training. We've now been recognized 2 years in a row by Training Magazine, the undisputed kind of heavyweight in analyzing company training across all industries, right? We're not just winning real estate awards anymore. We're winning awards across the industry, right? The Deloitte Fast 500, #2 fastest growing company across all industries. The Training Magazine MVP awards, they were called their Apex Awards last year. Last year, we were the second highest ranked residential real estate brokerage. This year, we are the only residential real estate brokerage to be recognized by Training Magazine for their MVP Top Training Company Awards. And even with all of that, even with all of that amazing training we do, we still have agents inside of our ecosystem who have never plugged into an LPT training, you know, don't know about LPT training. We have a lot of agents that never attended a Motivation Monday. You know, so communication becomes a challenge, you know, and again, people are busy. A lot of people right now have had to shift their focus maybe away from real estate because of how tough things have been. We expect a lot of them to get refocused on real estate as boomsday comes. But you know, we're really focused on how do we do a better job next year of communicating that value proposition and re-communicating that value proposition, because all of this amazing training and all of the amazing resources and the power packs and the active marketing plans and the open house marketing and the digital marketing and the showcase tokens and all of these things that we've gone out and negotiated and built for you that we know don't work if you don't know about them or don't know how to use them. So we're going to start integrating into Motivation Monday, which is our most widely viewed, right? Like I would say even beyond email blasts, we get more engagement on Motivation Monday than anything else. And so we're going to start laying down, hey, this is what's coming up. And so we've got a couple of training classes today that Matt's going to share with you that are coming up later in the week. Special guests on Real Estate First Friday this week. But we really want to make sure everybody understands like what's available to you. And what's great is, and I think this is really important, LPT is a great brokerage and a great model, even if you don't plug in, right? We have fair compensation plan. We have agent choice. We have an amazing team that is there to support you, whether you've plugged into it or not, right? When you need a problem and you call Jose, Jose is gonna help you, whether you've ever been on a Motivation Monday or not, whether you've ever been to a training or not. And so even for agents who don't plug in, we are here when you need us. But we do recognize that if we can get people to plug in, if you can actually get you to plug into the brokerage, your success will go up. You will find a higher level of success. You will have those trainings. And so really focused on making sure that we get that information out to all of you. You know, the showcase tokens, like I think this is really a great example of how LPT can step into the gap to help our agents. Because it's one of the things that I'm really, I guess, particular about or committed to is we're not just going to launch something for the sake of launching it. Like I really have to feel like we are bringing value to the process. We are bringing value to our agents because that's our ultimate purpose. And there's only so many things that we can do. And so we don't want to be frivolous with the things we get behind or what we try to step into that gap to help make better for our agents. And so when we looked at this, you know, the ability to have your listing show up with priority on the most visited real estate website in the industry, we know there's a benefit there. And we have agents who have examples of that benefit, right? They're having open houses with extra traffic. They're seeing increased, you know, views and shares, which are important to the seller. They're seeing increased activity, which is important to us as agents, like all these things. But the problem is for an agent to go out and get showcased, they have to sign up for this monthly commitment.
That's right.
And so you have to agree to say, okay, I'm going to pay a fee every single month, even on the months where I don't have any listings. And I understand this problem better than most because this was the original listing power tool. tools problem, right? When we sold listing power tools as a software as a service back in the day, we had to charge agents each and every month, whether they had a listing or not. And that didn't seem very fair, and it didn't work for a lot of agents. And so what would happen is if an agent went a couple of months without a listing, which is a lot of agents in today's industry, they would need to cancel listing power tools and then try to rejoin later. And it was just very clunky. And so when I looked at the way that the showcase tokens and the ability to enroll a property into showcase was being sold, we saw those same dynamics. An agent has to sign up on a contract. They have to pay a monthly subscription fee. If they don't have a listing that month, the tokens get lost. And so I saw a real opportunity for LPT to step in and use our buying power to change that dynamic so agents can just purchase these showcase tokens a la carte at industry low pricing. And so this was a great example of how we use our buying power to help you succeed in real estate. So great, we go out and we negotiate that amazing deal, and we use our heavyweight. Hey, we're the fastest growing real estate brokerage ever. We're now number 10 on Real Trends last year, probably more like number 7 now in transaction count. We're attracting the biggest teams in the country, the best agents in the country. We've grown to all 50 states. We go lay this entire amazing sales pitch on them to say why they should give us this great deal. And they give it to us. But then what we realize is if we don't educate you all on the existence of it and how to use it, it just sits unused, no matter how great of a product it is. And so we've really focused on education around these amazing products that we know will help you move inventory. We know will help you impress your sellers on the listing appointments. Like the combination of the Power Pack plus the Showcase token, like, hey, I'm going to get you out there in the neighborhood and I'm going to get you special treatment on the most visited real estate website. Powerful duo to take on that listing presentation. And then even in practice, combining the traffic from then the website with maybe listing power tools, open house power pack to drive that extra traffic into an open house. Like we find that this combination of online and offline is fantastic. We have our online tools baked into listing power tools, our digital marketing program and everything else, but there's no replacement for the #1 most visited real estate website in the country. And so we're bringing you that full toolbox. And this Wednesday, we're going deep on how to use the Showcase product, what the pricing is, how it can help you in this market, because we recognize that education is key. Using our weight and all of our accomplishments to negotiate great deals is no good if we don't educate you all on how to maximize the use of those amazing tools.
That's right. And we are excited to see that continue to grow. We've seen a lot of people ask questions in the Facebook group and recently had some people talk about their success there. And so we're going to have them on the show as well to explain what happened there. And then we've got Real Estate First Friday. This is Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Suneet, who's going to be on there. He's going to be giving us a hardcore accountability end of the year task list of things that you need to get done to prepare for 2026. So any words about Suneet?
Suneet was the former owner of Big Block Realty North, which was an independent brokerage in California. He came over and joined us at LPT right at a year ago. His real estate team, Best Sac Home Team, was #1 in California for many years. He's still one of the top teams in the state of California. And in addition to that, Suneet is one of the founders of a company called Reside, along with John Cheplack and a few other folks. And it's a great platform for teams to help them, be more successful. They do CFO work for teams, really cool platform, kind of a new concept in our industry. And so, what Suneet sees from being one of the founders of Reside, which provides platform services for, I think, about 65 teams across the country. And then what he knows from building his own team and helping his agents be successful. Just really talented guy, great marketer, fantastic social media. If you don't follow him, give him a follow. He's always putting out great stories and great advice, but really excited to see him joining you guys on Real Estate First Friday. If you're not making Real Estate First Friday part of your routine, get plugged in. This Friday is a great one to join with special guest Suneet Agarwal, again, former #1 team for many years in California, still runs an amazing team in California, but has shifted his focus to building this amazing Reside platform to help real estate teams across the industry be more successful.
That's right. That is right. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. If you've never attended a Real Estate First Friday, it's really like an interview style. We're going to ask them questions. A lot of the times the guests are talking about a particular niche that they've really dominated. And so it can go from actionable items on how to convert things or set your CRM up or how to hold an open house or, things like that are tactical things that you can walk away with and implement in your business right away. So definitely looking forward to have Sanit on this week.
Yeah, you guys have had a pretty good kind of, range of guests on your Real Estate First Friday. So I know initially Real Estate First Friday was more, focused with you and Lewis, just kind of really talking about our tools and internal things. And then with the launch of Listing Power Tools Days every Tuesday, we kind of shifted that Real Estate First Friday, which again, kind of a play on words, right? We're a real estate first brokerage.
Right.
And so Real Estate First Fridays, every Friday, we basically remember and talk about why we're focused on real estate first, why real estate is our guiding principle, how we can be the absolute best real estate brokerage when it comes to helping consumers transact real estate. And again, amazing guests that you guys have had on there. And I really love the new format and kind of where that's going. And we've got so many amazing people at LPT that we can continue to feature and have on as guests. And I think it is great for our agents to be able to hear from other people inside of the brokerage who are finding success, winning at a high level with you and Lewis guiding the conversation.
Yeah, awesome. And we do create social media reels for the guests that are on there. So if you're interested in coming on to Real Estate First Friday, please file a ticket. We will review that and get you scheduled.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Yeah, what's that process look like? So somebody says, hey, I've got this niche that I'm passionate about. I'd love to be able to come on Real Estate First Friday. They should submit a ticket.
Yes.
And that will get floated up to you is kind of the process?
Yep,
okay,
that's right.
Fantastic.
Yep. And then we'll review that and then figure out when we can fit it inside of the schedule. Or sometimes we've seen people do some really extraordinary things, and then we've invited them on and say, hey, could you talk about this? We think that the brokerage could benefit from hearing about it. Okay, so then that kind of brings me to the next topic, which is billion-dollar teams coming to LPT. More are on the way.
Yeah, so exciting announcement in the last week. Partner Real Estate out of California recently joined LPT. You can see Michael Valdez was out there for the announcement with Rudy. Absolutely fantastic leader that I've gotten to know really well here. Actually, I met him at one of John Cheplak's events in Dallas, like maybe 2 years ago. Hit it off there. We've stayed in touch. And so he reached out and we linked up in Vegas and spent some time together. And so Michael's out there right now, still in LA, actually. Rudy had his big announcement. And so some really interesting stats. In 2024, Partner Real Estate was the number 13 team in the U.S. by volume on all of Real Trends, number 3 in California. They did about 750 or 800 million last year. And this year, we think they're going to end up right around the billion. If they don't quite crack it this year, we know they're going to crack it next year.
That's right.
So another example of a billion-dollar team coming to LPT. And, we're really in this interesting dynamic right now where between the internal growth we've had of teams at LPT and the massive teams that we are attracting, because there are some monsters who are going to be announcing LPT over the next 4 to 6 weeks, right? So we've got these really big teams who have committed to LPT. They are ready to come, but there's obviously a transition. And so Rudy is the first to announce in kind of this wave. But I think we're going to end up with roughly half of the top 20 teams in the U.S. on Real Trends will be at LPT. Now, that has never even come close to happening before. No single brokerage has had more than 2 or 3, and that was us last year. And then if you look at the entire Keller Williams franchise system, which is a lot of different independent brokerages, they don't even have half. They have a little more than we do, but not a lot. And so going forward, roughly half of the biggest teams in the United States will be at LPT based on some of these moves that are happening right now. And so those announcements will be coming out, a lot of 1,000-unit teams, a lot of billion-dollar teams. And what I love about that is it just creates so much more opportunity for everyone inside of our platform. But we're going to be sending shockwaves through the industry over the next probably 6 weeks with the announcements that are going to be being made of people that are coming onto the platform. Rudy is the first of those. Again, one of the biggest teams to move. We moved the biggest team last year when Big Block came to LPT. And now we've moved the second biggest team ever to move in Rudy and his volume. And so again, just really driving a lot of success inside of our ecosystem.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love all the opportunity it creates for our agents. Not only do you get to interface with these people and ask them questions and be inside a community with them, but if you are a single agent in those areas, you have additional opportunities now. If you are thinking about joining one of these teams, I just love all of this, diversity of this ecosystem with the largest and brightest minds kind of coming here and, agents who are brand new to real estate. And what does that look like when they're all under one roof? How much faster can you go when that is the ecosystem that you're in, where the most successful teams are here under one roof? So I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's our commitment ultimate individual definition of success. Whether that is a single agent. I see somebody posting right now, don't forget about us single agents.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should feel that way. I think we make it really clear our absolute commitment to our single agents. We have amazing tools, listing power tools, the choice of compensation plan. Like, we really built everything here to help you be as successful as possible. And we have single agents that are some of the biggest in the country. And then we have single agents who are like, hey, my definition of success is doing a couple of deals a year. And if you look on Real Trends, we continue to grow in the single agent category as well. But there is definitely, I would say, a momentum right now inside of the industry for these big teams. Big teams really are, I would say, a newer category. It's a newer class of business that we see growing inside of our industry. I personally believe that over the next maybe 10 to 15 years, that teams will completely replace the franchise brokerages, right? Teams are not going to replace single agents, right? There's always a world for the amazing solo entrepreneurs inside of real estate who run great businesses and take care of their consumers. But I do believe that teams are going to replace the franchise brokerages, the small independent brokerages, because the cost of compliance and the lack of ability to scale, and as technology has improved our ability as a big unified national brokerage to put more resources behind teams than the old legacy franchise models could put behind their local franchise owners. And this is just the dynamics of where the industry is going. And so you see a lot of momentum right now as independent brokerages are becoming teams, as really successful solo agents are forming teams, because that is the fastest growing sector inside of real estate right now. And it's the transition from independent brokerage or local franchise owner to becoming a team. And again, teams are not a threat to the solo agent. Teams are a complement to the solo agent, right? Solo agents can say, hey, I want to go join a team one day. Well, guess what? The best teams in the country are at LPT. So you can make that transition without having to change brokerages, without having to give up. And if your definition of success is to be the most successful independent solo agent you can, like, we're here to support you for that as well with all of our tools. But there is this momentum happening right now around teams and around team growth. And we are clearly in the path of it. We have the best model to support teams. We have the best model to support solo agents. And it's because of our dedication and commitment to individual definition of success and agent choice. Giving you all choices will never be the wrong decision, right? The wrong decision is when we try to make the choices for you.
That's right.
And we try to say, hey, we think you should be a solo agent, or we think you should be a team leader. We think you should do this. We think you should do that. We're here to embrace your choice, your individual definition of success. And that commitment to choice and commitment to IDOS has created the absolute best platforms for teams to come and grow and thrive, which is a newer thing. I think a lot of people have figured out how to serve solo agents, and we do it better than anyone else.
That's right.
But a lot of people have got that figured out. A lot of people do not know how to solve and serve the mega team because it is a newer construct. It's a newer thing. And if you think about this, and I pointed this out to a big group of team leaders recently, the current definition of mega team on Real Trends is 20 agents. All right. We're over here talking about helping people build 1,000 agent teams. Right. And the highest category on Real Trends is a 20 agent team, right? Now, how do we think that works? Why do we think that is? Because the industry wanted to hold down teams. They didn't want teams to get this big. Why? Because big teams threaten the legacy franchise-owned brokerages. Big teams threaten the legacy independent broker owners. Right. If you own a franchise with 200 agents in it, you don't want a team to be any bigger than 20 agents, right? You don't want a 50 agent team. You don't want a 100 agent team. And you definitely don't want a 1,000 agent team, which is now 5 times the size of the franchise that you bought once upon a time. And so the industry was built to keep teams small because it wanted to keep the power in the hands of the legacy broker owners and the legacy franchise owners. And we are breaking that up. We are putting power in the hands of individual entrepreneurs who want to build big businesses, who want to build big teams. And that's what makes LPT so unique. And so as this transition is happening as a solo agent, again, you could do good inside of these legacy franchises. You can do better at LPT, but you can do good there, where for teams, we really become one of the only solutions. If a team leader has aspirations to reach 1,000 agents, there's only one platform in the country right now that can support a vision that big, and it's LPT. And that's why we're winning with these mega teams at such an amazing level. And Rudy is the most recent example of that, with coming over, bringing Partner Real Estate over. Again, one of the top teams in the country, the number 3 team in the state of California. I think when Real Trends came out earlier this year, and we had only been in California for like 3 months when this came out. And so, we had 7 fantastic teams on Real Trends, Big Block, number 1 California team by sides and volume. We had Agent Core, number 2 California team by units. We had Best Sac, Sunit's team, number 13 in sides, and then Strong Realty, Aria, and Robert Mitchell, all also making Real Trends. Let's see what that looks like today. So where are we at now? Based on last year's Real Trends ranking, here's the additional teams who have joined LPT. So now we go and we throw Rudy over there with Partner Real Estate, the number 3 mega team in volume, right? And then we've picked up all these other amazing top teams that have joined LPT: Serene team, Cavapachi team, Carrasco team, Baloo Real Estate. So again, we continue to grow and build out, and there are so many more big, fantastic teams moving to LPT, creating more opportunity for our solo agents, more opportunity for our agents who want to join teams, more opportunity for the team leaders who aspire to be bigger, who want to go sit down and have a conversation with someone who's built $1 billion team or 1,000 agent team or 1,000 unit team. We are building that framework right here together. And it's exciting because this is where the industry is going. And our commitment to individual definition of success, our commitment to your agent choice is what is fueling our amazing growth. And we are leaving all of the competitors behind in the rearview mirror. And when this next batch of 1,000 unit plus teams announce LPT over the next 4 to 6 weeks, it will be undeniable that the best place to build a big team is inside of the LPT ecosystem.
That's right. I love it, man. I love it. I can tell when you get passionate about something.
Yeah,
You start going. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that provides a clear picture of kind of how we're thinking about it and the momentum that is happening inside of LPT right now, and really how the industry is changing. Like, it is starting to evolve. It is changing forms. And if you don't see that, you're not definitely going to take advantage of it or be first to it. So I'm always happy to hear you talking about that and helping people understand what's happening at that bigger level. So real quick, I want to do 2 maintenance things real quick. We've had a ton of people asking about the promo videos that we showed on last week, Motivational Monday. It is available in Connect. I'm going to show you real quick that sizzle reel that Robert had that was talking about his journey in LPT. That is available for download. And then the New York trip is also on there as well too for you to download. So if you'd like to do that, you've got it right inside Connect.
If you look at the bottom left, so once you click videos and you click on the video, then in the left-hand side of the graphic, that little red box, there's a download button, because we want you guys to be able to download, and we want you to be able to share the video natively, not just having to share the link to it.
That's right. And so that was largely requested, so that is there for you. And then lastly, we do have the Motivational Monday Instagram page that was just recently started. So if you do not want to go and download, you can always go to the Instagram page and then share highlights from the show each week. We try to put 2 to 3 snippets each week on there that are, kind of nuggets that you say or that I say, and that is available for you to share directly from the Motivational Monday page. So with that being said, any final words for the week?
Man, this year is rapidly ending. I mean, we are coming down to the end of what's been a fantastic 2025, even with it remaining one of the lowest recorded years on record for existing home sales. We are ready for next year. We are ready for this growth. We are ready to put you all in the absolute best position to win. So keep doing what you do. Stay in touch with your database. Stay in touch with your sphere. Make sure that your customers, your past clients, your friends, your family, everyone you're connected to knows you are here to help them, because next year we're going to see a lot of things start to cut loose. We're going to see people who have been kicking the can down the road on selling finally making that move. People have been kicking the can down the road on buying, finally coming out of the market, getting out of their parents' basement, getting out of that apartment complex, and LPT agents are standing by ready to help them achieve their goals. So we're here to make sure you all can achieve your goals and your definition of success so you can then go out there and help your customers, your clients, your friends and family achieve their definition of success. Make it a great week. We'll see you back here next Monday.